How's it going, everybody?
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Well, thank you for joining us for a midnight race.
If you're in EST, for all we know, it could be really early in the morning for the rest of you.
Or it could be like, for me, it's 9 p.m.
I am in the midnight time, so I get that feel. Midnight race.
Alright, we're about to start a race. We're going Jarhead versus Videofreak, which should be interesting. To be honest, I haven't watched much about Videofreak, but certainly a lot of Jarhead. And I can assure this is going to be interesting.
Yeah. I don't know much about Videofreak either. Kind of a wild card, you know. Haven't seen him join in much of like the casual races or anything like that that we've been doing to prepare.
Alright, let's go.
Alright, so we have Jarhead heading over to Diamond Step. He's going to try and get himself into the center of the Big Octo, which is going to teleport him onto the island.
Pretty common trick that you see a lot of people do at the beginning, but not everyone. It's one of those riskier ones. Technically speaking, it doesn't always save you time, but it's generally a pretty safe strat.
And Videofreak heading straight for Windfall, where we have a lot of early game checks.
Alright, we got Jarhead doing the first try Octo Skip. That's pretty neat.
You're going to probably hear that a lot when it comes to Jarhead. First try this, first try that.
Yeah. It's a thing we have to live with.
Yeah. Jarhead
right, so
does
now...
come... Oh, go ahead, Pogi.
Sorry about it. Jarhead going for the dive onto Diamond Step to be able to basically clip into the loading zone.
Yeah, basically, if you're holding out the Wind Waker when you're falling like that, Link just continues to fall even through the water until you cancel the Wind Waker with the B button, and then he can come back up and go back to regular swimming.
It's pretty similar to the storage strategy.
We see Tingle giving us our first item there, and it was nothing. Second item, not bad though.
Note to Mom, sometimes has something nice.
Yeah.
Jarhead just about to get his first item, just below the 2-minute mark. Alright, and we got nothing. 50 rupees, which will probably be useful, but there's a lot of rupees spread out through the Great Sea, so we probably won't need many of those.
Right. I know normally Jarhead and a lot of runners like to go, and there's an island you go to early and they usually grab some rupees there. We might see him elect not to do that since he got 50 rupees right there.
There we go. Jarhead getting Nari's Pearl on Diamond Step Island.
Hopefully Tower of the Gods is in logic.
Right. We'll be able to see here. It is.
Did you see which...
I know. I'm pretty sure Forbidden Woods was not. Or Forbidden Woods was one of the ones that's not in logic.
So it looks like Jarhead is going to be using the hint feature.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting to point out if we get bait bag right off the bat, so we're able to get hints. Also, we see Todd giving us absolutely nothing as well.
What a champion! It's him and Tingle alike. They never like to give me anything. I don't know about you guys. That's right.
Well,
Dean.
that's true.
He gives really good dance lessons. So what you see Videofreak doing right now, basically you play the game of hide and seek with the kids because the teacher says they've been causing a ruckus. That's who we talk to first, and then you talk to the kids to try and get them to calm down, and they challenge you to a game of hide and seek. You have to go find all 4 kids, and then they agree to behave more after you win, and you get 2 item checks from that.
And
But
Jarhead
you also get to struggle with Ivan, of course.
Yes.
Yes. So Jarhead is in Cliff Plateau right now. He just got storage and is going over to open the first chest.
So the reason he gets storage is because we can not actually get to the top level of this room, and by getting chest storage, he will be able to climb through the wall and go into the loading zone to get up on the highest tile to get the second check, which he will also store, of course, because we don't want to use seagulls for Bird's Peak Rock.
Yes. We don't like walls here, so we make them.
One thing to answer one of the questions in chat there about the HD rando, they actually take a lot of the nice quality of life features from the HD version of the game and coded them into the randomizer, so you get like the swift sail and other nice things like that.
So we're getting a hint here from this fish.
Oh, look at that! Videofreak getting pretty neat item. If not, probably the best item in the game.
Yes, the hero's charm. That actually allows you to see how much health all your enemies have.
And also look cool. Alright, also receiving for spell, which will actually help him get an extra check on mail.
So,
and Jarhead, of course, is getting another hint.
Yep, the first one was for command melody, and I don't recall where it was.
Yeah, I missed a little bit of the text there.
Yeah, as did I.
But so now we'll see Videofreak. Looks like he's going to go up and talk to Maggie. In the regular game, there's a nice little side quest where she wants you to mail a love letter for her, and then she gets a letter back. And that small side quest actually gets... they each have a check in this, but of course you don't do it all in order because everything's randomized. She gives us a yellow rupee this time, which is... you know...
You're correct, Dean. Don't ever do that.
Yes, very good point.
So the picture box, that's always great to have before going to Windfall. A lot of Pictobox checks on Windfall.
Yeah, Pictobox gets, it's 3 checks, right?
Yeah, it gets you 3 checks and a 4th one if you get the deluxe Pictobox.
Now you see...
Kamali's father giving us the grappling hook.
Yeah, you get a letter from Kamali anytime you get, or after you get the Pharaoh's Pearl. That's the green pearl you saw Videofreak pick up there. That was the reward from the teacher, right, Miss Mary?
Okay, we see Jarhead actually going straight to the Northern Fairy Island.
Which is where Videofreak is also headed right now.
Also, did Jarhead get Dean's Pearl on storage?
He got the... You know, I'm not sure. I didn't see what he got from the stored chests. Generally speaking, it's a good idea to go to this that fairy island before going to Windfall, just in case you get something like the Pictobox there, because then you can do more Windfall checks. And there's not really a faster way to get there other than sailing from Windfall. That's normally a pretty safe strat. And a lot of people you'll see save before they start to sail up there, so that way if they don't get anything good, they can just do a soft reset and be right back at Windfall. You could swim, that's a good point. Yeah, I'm not good enough to swim that far. You get out in the middle of the ocean, you can't see anything. You never know where to go. purple rupee. So actually, you'll see Jarhead do just that. He saved before Windfall, and then since it was just a rupee, he just soft reset instead of save warping. Saves a little bit of time waiting for it to save. The mask was the Killer Bees had the mask, right?
Miss
They
Maria.
did, I believe.
Yeah.
Pretty sure they did.
It was
Jarhead
that.
now finally going to Windfall. He's gonna probably gonna do a pretty usual route. Oh no, he's actually going first to Tingle. I haven't seen that.
That's interesting.
That's the first time I see this. Wow. So usually, you go activate the kits and then go check Mag's letter.
He must be planning on stopping off since he got the Picto box to speak with.
Oh, that is true.
Let's,
He does have the Picto box, which we don't always have.
That is true.
So,
Video.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say probably the same thing. It looks like he's going to Paw Print, which is another island with a lot of checks.
Yep. So he can, without glitches, get 2 checks here right now.
Yeah, one is outside the island. Or there's 2 in there, and there's another one outside the island.
Yes, at the salvage core, who hangs out just outside the island. Getting a hook shot from one of the checks here.
Hook Shirley's always good. Alright, Jarhead now actually talking to the kids to activate the quest. Which will probably start the route with Maggie. Actually, no. Okay, he's going off to talk to the most forgotten thing to do before we start using the Picto box. It's actually talking to Lenzo.
Yeah.
So if we don't talk to Lenzo, the second story door will not open. And here's Videofreak getting a deck leaf, which is really good.
Yeah, that's
Which is extremely good.
really good pull for him.
It's probably one of the worst items to get late.
Yeah.
I'll make a pretty good. I think I can make a pretty good for bomb. Late bomb is never fun. I mostly don't like getting late bombs because of the tingle chests in the dungeons, which require you to have bombs to be able to open them.
And actually, Jarhead going for the route I was talking about a little bit later.
And it looks like Videofreak is headed to Cliff Plateau now.
Right, now that he has the leaf, he can do the whole island there in logic.
Alright, Jarhead getting the Anton skip. Which is always good.
It's one of the best skips you can get in the game.
And he's also about to get really disappointed about that. Alright, so Videofreak going vanilla and Cliff Plateau, of course.
And we'll get to see what these checks actually were. I'm guessing for Jarhead there wasn't, we didn't see much there. But that's mostly because he did the storage strat.
It's not usually that you'll see that that both racers right off the bat start with different routes. Usually, most of the racers will start the route at Diamond Step because it's basically right there, and the check is not that hard to get.
Right.
It's really hard to miss, but if you know what you're doing, you it becomes pretty simple. Jarhead finally cutting up to the kids. I guess his own hero's charm. And of course, putting him on instantly. Because who wouldn't do that, man? Why wait?
It's the best item in the game.
It's Fire's Pearl, which will give him access to Tower of the Gods.
Really interesting beginning of the seed here.
Now, Jarhead, I believe, about to get the grappling hook.
Yes.
Excellent.
We might see Jarhead go to paw print here soon if he knows how to skip. If he's going to try and skip the rocks without bombs.
Probably if he gets a Dickle Leaf, he will do both skips.
Yep, and Diggerweed is in paw print, so I'm sure he will.
Well, it depends, because knowing Jarhead, he usually goes, he usually does not go to Popper unless he is pretty sure he can complete a bunch of chests. I'm not sure if by not having either the Deco Leaf or bombs, he would actually go access it. Although you most of the time get a basically free skip. And Jarhead actually is now going for a pretty interesting strat, which will save just a few seconds, basically giving you something to do while you wait for Mila.
The strat Video Freak using there is the other way to skip, having to use the fruit to control the seagull to get into that island. You can, with the grappling hook, you can just kind of swing through the wall there. I definitely want you to explain this strat, Pogi, that Jarhead's using, because this is one of my favorite strats people use in this.
Alright, we see Jarhead just got storage. He's gonna try to go basically over Mila as she passes down. We can see her right on the bottom left. What he's gonna try to do is store Lenso's second floor door. So he will go back to Mila, wait for her, and by storing the door, it basically stores the animation in the loading zone. So when you access the door from below, it will basically teleport him to the loading zone at the top, as it's essentially stored. So he won't have. He's basically saving time by having something to do while waiting for Mila.
Yeah, she's on a cycle. It basically is 2 minutes if you don't have anything else to do, that you would just have to sit and wait for her to walk around the island until she gets there.
And he gets Maggie's letter, which she can actually check right now after he gets it. So we'll see Jarhead is not going for the second floor. He's going directly to the first floor, disappearing and magically appearing on top. And he will get 2 chests. And also a picture that will get him another one. We see Cabana Deed in here. And our very own skull necklace, which I'm sure Jarhead will cherish.
Thank you, Joe Ash, for the raid, and hello everyone coming from that.
Oh yeah, hello everyone.
And now we have Video Freak here. He's going to go ahead and check that for himself. Let's see what kind of strats he's going to use here.
Yeah, now that he has the hook shot, he can clear this island.
So now Jarhead getting Pumpkin Bear's check, which was from taking the picture to Lenso and Mineko.
And you basically have a couple of gossip girls there in town they like to talk about everybody. And
oh, he gets a boomerang. That's useful.
Not.
Well, yeah. If we don't get Forbidden Woods, it's not useful at all. Guess I should have thought that. Because the only other use we can get for the boomerang is on Puppet Ganon, which will, of course, not be useful at all.
Right.
Because who needs a boomerang gun on puppet cannon? But Jay's right. It is nice for stealthos if you want to kill them quickly and not struggle with their head bouncing all over the place.
And yes, Thunder, they both have everything. They're both playing the same randomized seed, so all their items are in the same location. But they are completely randomized. They're just randomized in the same way.
Did Videofreak check the what's the name of this? Salvage corpse gift?
I don't believe he did.
Yeah, I don't think so.
He doesn't have the delivery bag checked off in this tracker anyways.
The racers are allowed to pick their own character skins.
Yeah,
So
the randomizer has a
why
neat
they're
feature where you can, they can. What's the word I'm looking for? There's a bunch of different character models that people make, and there's actually even ways to make your own models as well. And you can change. You can use the default ones and change the color and all that. Link's hair color and shirt and shoes color, all that good stuff.
Hey, we get another check on Windfall now.
And
Just getting Moblin's letter, which is a check we will give to Maggie.
that was a pretty interesting strat you saw there by Video Freak. You know, falling down below and hook shutting up to the chest. I have not seen anybody use that, honestly. Normally you see the jump slash that Jarhead did.
Jarhead just checking Popper now, surprisingly. But he's gonna actually find out that it's quite worth it.
Yeah.
So after Jarhead finds the leaf in the chest he's going to check now, he will be able to reach all 4 chests in Popper.
Jarhead getting his Decally finally. And we get to see a skip. Yay.
So what Jarhead's going to do is he's going to sidle along the wall here. Once he finds the spot for it. And
It's
get
kinda
behind
weird.
this rock, and he'll be able to climb on top.
He'll essentially just walk over the rock. And get an orange rupee, which, of course, not useful. So I believe Jarhead is just gonna save warp to, because there is no way to get out of this area of the room. So he's just gonna save warp, go back again, and he's gonna get the other check using another skip, pretty similar to this one. And I do believe Video Freak actually didn't do the time stay for the pick to box.
Yeah, he is looks like he's just gonna wait for excuse me. Wait there for Mila.
And then Jarhead is flying out of bounds to get to the last chest in Popper.
Oh, and he
not
sadly
make it.
fails. Sadly falls and voids out.
Yeah, it looks like he went for a leaf pump and didn't bring the leaf back out after canceling it.
Yeah.
Basically, there's an interesting trick you can do to maintain your height by canceling and bringing your leaf right back out, and it actually helps you stay higher longer while gliding. But it's in order to get it to work properly, it's fairly specific, not too bad, but it can be a little tricky if you try and do it too fast. You can you won't pull the leaf back out, and then you'll just fall.
So we're going to try that again.
Yay! Having fun with the C-stick.
He's got to be careful here that he doesn't clip up into that hallway.
And there we go. He got the skip. And for 5 rupees, that he will gladly not take with him.
Yeah, his wallet's full, unfortunately.
So Jarhead now has to take some pretty early decisions. Either go to access the temple or go to Windfall, which is now going to Windfall. Getting, of course, the checks from, I think, he's missing Maggie's letter and the Moblin's letter as well.
Yep, so he's going to finish up those checks, and then unless he gets another overworld item.
Almost forgets to send Maggie's letter, which would have been a problem.
Yeah. Looks like Video's gonna do Lenzo now. Talk to him and get those checks.
Looks like Video thinks he has to activate the second floor.
Yeah, interesting. The only way, if you try and go up into the second floor before talking to Lenzo there, the door is locked. You actually cannot get in. You have to talk to Lenzo after you get the Picto box in order to be able to open and go through that door.
Although it is not necessary to check the second floor by the same room. The only way to access the second floor and get the chest is by using the windmill.
Yeah, you have to climb up top there and glide across or jump across on the moving windmill there.
Alright, Jarhead getting May's letter after activating the postman quest. And he will get bombs! Nice!
Oh,
wow.
That's really good.
So this actually gives Jarhead, I do believe it gives him a full check off DRC, if it was in logic.
Yeah.
It's not.
Oh, yeah. So then the search continues.
But he has the delivery bag, so he can check Zunari's fetch quest.
Fetch quest, everyone's favorite. It's like Skyrim, but with Link in it.
Oh, and hey, we get a vanilla townflower. That's pretty nice.
You don't see that too often.
You don't never get to see a vanilla townflower. Incredible.
Oh, yes, that's true. What Jay says there is true. If you're doing the long side quest to get in the vanilla game, what gives you the deluxe Picto box, you will have to trigger that cutscene. His Lenzo gives you some pictures to take, amongst a few other things.
What?
I believe you have to get him one of the fireflies from the Forest Haven there.
Of course, we don't do that because we are kind of lazy. We just try to beat it as fast as possible.
Yeah. Who needs fireflies?
So Jarhead now going directly to Greatfish. Since he has a check on, I believe, Western Fair Island, he's going to Greatfish. Get the trading quest, which I'd be surprised if it gets both vanilla. And then he's going after Northern Fairy Island, which is usually a really far away check.
Yeah, this is a really good strat to kind of pull in with the Western Fairy Island, because you can go to this guy and talk to him twice to trade 2 items to complete the trading sequence. And then you can just go check that Fairy Island, because there's not really another place nearby to warp to get that Fairy Island.
And we do get vanilla exotic flower. So now the quest is basically over, and he just has to talk once more to Sonari. The only unfortunate part about the Sonari quest is that we actually have to go twice to Windfall to actually finish the check.
Yes, if there's one thing that you hate doing this randomizer, it's double dipping pretty much anywhere. You want to try and get everything that you can done at a place in one trip, if possible. Sometimes, though, due to the nature of the randomizer, it's unfortunately not going to happen.
You're about to get another hint. Alright, Master Sword and Earth Temple. So, sadly, Earth Temple is not in Go mode. Which is kind of a bummer, because now both runners will have to check pretty long dungeon. It's probably one of the longest, other than one temple.
Yeah.
And TOTG for the cutscenes.
Yeah. The one at the end of the boss there is a little... It's a lot. It's a long one. And we see Video Freak getting the delivery bag now. So he can go and do his letter side quests.
Oh, is he sailing to Windfall?
Looks like it.
Well, it's actually faster to just warp to there. And Jarhead gets a mirror shield off of Western Fair Island.
Earth Temple looking like a decent play here.
Yeah, Earth Temple looking like the city's trying to push them there.
There or Tower of the Gods, but Jarhead will not want to go there without a bow.
Right. You'll see. Probably it's where he goes is going to depend on whether he gets the command melody or the bow first.
I know he did have a hint earlier for command melody. I don't recall where it said it was though.
Yeah.
So if anyone in chat wants to remind us of that.
It's never a good idea to go to either Earth Temple. Well, Earth Temple, it's not much of a deal, but one temple is... You do need Makar. Probably even for go mode, if I'm correct. I could be wrong though.
No, you're right, because the one door can only be opened if you.
Oh yeah.
You have to plant the trees there in front of it. So yeah, you are
that
correct.
Is. So you do need Makar at least for opening one door, and then you can actually go mode.
Yeah. The Wind Temple Go mode is a little bit different just because, or maybe not different, but it's similar to Tower of the Gods Go mode because you do have to search through the dungeon until you find one small key. You do need that small key to get there. You can't just blast through the dungeon like Forbidden Woods or...
Jarhead most likely going for Angular Isles since he's got... oh, wait. Yeah, I'm most likely going to Angular Isles, if I'm correct. And if he feels like it, he will probably go super swimming to Private Oasis.
Yeah, that wouldn't be a bad play here with 2 checks there.
On Videofreak actually getting the Skull Hammer.
So now, if he wanted to, he could go to the Private Oasis as well.
Also, Jarhead could actually potentially check for Second Fortress, but probably decides not to until he has at least one Master Sword. Because if you don't have the Master Sword, there is no way you can beat Phantom Ganon. And even if you skip it, there is a chance that you need to check it at the end. But it is not worth going there without it, as you wouldn't need to double dip if you don't find a Master Sword there.
Jarhead's doing a really fun strat here. I like this one. The leaf, pushing that one out and jumping off. And you can do some nice leaf gliding and canceling to ledge grab, and then go right back over. It feels really good whenever you're able to successfully do that.
Alright, he got Windscott area, which will give him access to even more chests in Wind Temple. Of course, as soon as he meets the actual requirements for it. And Videofreak getting bombs, finally.
That's definitely going to open some stuff up for him as well. Wow. May see him go back to Paw Print now to get the last checks.
Jarhead actually surprising me going to Tower of Gods instead of doing overworld checks? Oh no, he's actually doing overworld checks. Oh, he decided not to super summon. He's going to the, I believe it's Eastern Fair Island. I might be very incorrect.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm wondering if he, unfortunately, the bomb letter only treasure chart there for Video Freak. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm wondering if he must have forgot to check this when leaving paw print earlier. Or maybe he wanted to save it. I'm not sure. One of the most interesting things I think I've seen so far this siege is actually that no bottles yet, from what I can remember. Which
there was a hint for a bottle, not one that we've got yet though, or not a check that we've seen yet though.
Do you remember where it was?
No, I don't.
Oh, gotcha. It's unfortunate. So Video Freak going for an interesting strat here. It looks like he's going to try and get the ferry here on outset.
Jarhead definitely does not want to go to Tower of the Gods without the bow.
I'm betting he won't want to go check this check that Video Freak's going for until he has a bottle so he could do the Grandma side quest. So I'm wondering if Video Freak is trying a little bit of like a riskier, or like a more of a longer check here, and hoping that it's something good to maybe get himself a little bit of an advantage.
If it's a bottle, he can get a really quick soup.
Yeah, definitely. And then that would lead to another check, and who knows what that could be.
Yeah, it's actually gonna do some pretty interesting, very used skips on Private Oasis.
Oh yes, I love seeing this. I'll probably say that a lot, actually. I love so many of these skips.
It's always fun seeing someone's hammering a wall.
Yes.
Yes.
It reminds me of old home improvement projects with my dad.
Alright, Jarhead gets first try on both gates, which are actually not hard at all.
Yeah, they're very easy to strike right through the wall.
They gave the Skullhammer a pretty forgiving hitbox.
And he's about to check what should be the second chest. Oh, and gets a deluxe pick-to-box, which gives him an extra check on one fall for Mineko, which consists of only taking a picture for.
Unfortunately, it looks like the Video Freak play there for the ferry on outset just did not quite pay off. Only a piece of heart there, unfortunate.
Jerry getting yet another piece of heart, but still not completing it full.
Yeah, I believe depending on which dungeons in Logic, you're usually looking at anywhere. What do you guys say, like 110 to 130 something checks, and by the end, there's only about something like 30 or so items you need if you count the items you need to clear the dungeons.
Yeah.
So most of the checks you're gonna do are gonna end up with not really anything you want.
And things like iron boots or most of the pearls. Oh, he actually got a hint for something for a bow and one fall. So he might go directly to check Sonari and Mineko.
Yeah, there's not much left from on Windfall, right? He just has those two and then the fire.
Yeah, and the fire arrow checks.
Yep, so hopefully, or the bow hint that he got is for the first bow that he needs. Because then Mineko or Zunari would have it.
Jarhead is really going for these hints here.
It's really surprising to see. Command Melody is actually in Tower of the Gods.
Which is a little interesting because somebody with Jarhead skills does not actually need the command melody to complete Tower of the God.
And even if he has it, he's not gonna use it.
Yep. Video Freak getting a little bit of spare change there.
While Jarhead is actually going through possibly the best island ever designed in a Zelda game.
Everyone's favorite island.
What is it called again?
The real name, or?
Oh, I don't even remember any of it anymore. I try to forget about this island. Anytime I see it, I try to kind of black it out from my memory.
Yeah, it's not a fun island, that's for sure.
I always have problems with the magtails. Every time I'm able to hit them, they just fall back into the lava and revive themselves. And then I cry.
Yeah, magtails are not the most fun enemy.
Magtails are never fun unless you start shooting them frantically with ice arrows.
Oh yeah, that does actually sound like fun. Maybe after this race, I'm going to load up my save file. Just to, let off a little frustration.
Alright, Jarhead actually getting a treasure shard, sadly, but I'm sure he had plenty of fun in Bomb Island, so he doesn't need an item to compensate it. Next, he should be going in Thorn Fairy, since it's a really far away check. It's very much worth it to check it now rather than later, which is the only reason he saved instead of just basically soft resetting.
Yeah, that's a really good point. That Thorn Fairy Island is so far away from everything. It's really annoying if you don't get the Skull Hammer early to be able to check that, because you try and check things in similar areas at the same time.
Yeah, if you don't get a check that's nearby, it's also pain.
Yeah. Oh. Seeing another hint. I'm not sure how the hints work exactly. Is there a limit on how many hints there are? Different hints per seed, or can you
there's a point where you're repeating yourself with hints.
Yeah, there are 15 unique hints per seed.
And Jarhead gets a hint for the only green repeat you can get in random checks, which is in Windfall 2.
Oh no! So that's going to be pretty interesting to see when he goes to Windfall, because he might be able to skip one of the checks if he does not find that green rupee, which could save him some time.
Couple of seconds, probably.
Yeah. Vanilla soup is just a milkshake. Oh, I get it. That's funny. I can't wait till we get a bottle, though, because then we can get my favorite item in the game, which is...
Oh, Jarhead getting his first Master Sword.
Yep.
And
so
Thorn Fairy Island, nice. He's finally able to do Forsaken Fortress now.
He might head to Forsaken Fortress.
That's probably the best play here, because he can full clear it, just in case. And I mean, full clearing isn't a huge. There's only a couple.
It's probably the fastest dungeon in the game.
Yeah, there's only 6 checks there, but
he's going directly to Marin Child Isles, which means we will get to see the first Super Sim of the match.
I know. Pogi loves this strat.
Oh, I do. So we will actually see we will see Jarhead getting 2 storages. First, he's getting the chest storage, and then he's gonna hop over here because we cannot grab off any ledges like we normally would unless we're falling down off it. And
also...
the second storage he's gonna get is actually for is just for doing a camera lock trick, which will allow him to frame perfectly, go back and forth, getting enough backwards negative speed to go directly to Forsaken Fortress, and this just to getting a bit quicker, and also trying to skip the potential Phantom Ganon skip.
The interesting thing to note is that chest that he opens, despite being really easy to get to right from the beginning of the game, is not in the logic for the settings we use for the tournament. So he opened it there just to get the hitbox of the chest storage so he can walk through the wall. Whatever item was in it was meaningless or didn't really care about. There was no chance of a useful item being in there.
Alright. And Jarhead basically getting on the first try. That's nice.
Yep.
It's really easy to drown on this trick.
And what he's going to do is he's going to climb all the way up to the top.
Yes, the chest storage hitbox that it gives Link allows you to do a lot of really interesting things.
Now, also on the other side, Videofreak is about to... oh yeah, Jarhead just goes into the loading zone. That's all you need to do. And, well, we'll just see him spinning around for a while he gets to the top. While Videofreak is actually going to have the time of his life in Bomb Island to get none other than garbage. At least for this seed. Oh, we see him falling down, sadly. It's really easy to fall down. And, it's really easy to fall because edges are like so slippery.
Yeah, the edges
just
in Bomb Island. Ugh.
Yeah, just a bad move and you are in the lava.
It's really bad on those narrow walkways, but luckily he does have the hook shot, so he could skip all those walkways except for this one right here.
Right, so Jarhead's going back to back. He's going to get another storage. But this time he's gonna store the Helmrock cutscene. This is because Helmrock's RNG, which Helmrock is the giant bird you just saw. Helmrock's RNG is absolute shit.
It's really bad.
That's the way I can put it. You can be 5 minutes fighting him as you can be 10 minutes fighting him. So we're just gonna cut it out to about a minute. By storing his cutscene, he's able to walk normally, well, almost normally, and go to the top of this jail cell, wait for him to get stuck, and just start hitting him. Because there's not much left, sis.
You did see... Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah. Oh, I was gonna say, you did see Jarhead do a really specific setup, so he landed right here. That's to minimize the chance of a potential soft... Because, unfortunately, we haven't found a 100% guaranteed way yet to prevent Helmrock from... Sometimes he just doesn't like to come down here, and it's very unfortunate when that happens.
It's really easy for Helmrock to get stuck on... to get stuck outside.
The Magtail's really not agreeing with Videofreak right now.
Yeah.
And Jarhead actually... doing a boomerang strat, apparently, to Helmrock, which actually beats him. Which is, I do believe it's for preventing him to flying off and never coming back. Because he usually does that. Videofreak's still having a really bad time on Bomb Island. But that is normal.
It really is.
That is normally pros.
Yeah. Everyone except for Jarhead has these problems.
Which is why it's actually really fun, because it's challenging, and we love challenging things. And us speedrunners, of course.
Yes. Oh my goodness, these Magtails are awful. Yeah,
please do not blame Videofreak. This is... the Magtails are just...
Right.
Horrible.
The place you have to be to throw that correctly for this switch is really, really...
And the slanted slopes of this island just do not get along with runners.
Right, and it's really bad because it's not even the edge, what you would consider the edge. You can get just close to the edge and it sucks you down.
Mm-hmm.
It's really unforgiving. But oddly enough, I've only really noticed it in this one island.
Jarhead right now is checking the chest iron logic for the Forsaken Fortress. And this will get interesting, because if we do have one check left and we haven't gotten if we haven't, if he hasn't acquired the dungeon map, he will be able to skip Phantom Ganon.
Oh, the Tingle Tuner. Now that is interesting.
This might be interesting, actually.
I have not
But
seen the Tingle Tuner in a long time.
I've not seen the Tingle Tuner in use for a long time either. So if Jarhead decides to use the Tingle Tuner, this could potentially get interesting.
Really unfortunate for Video Freak here. He finally gets through the torture that is Bomb Island, only to be disappointed with a treasure chart. Very, very unfortunate.
But he definitely had fun. Oh, and Jarhead getting a silver rupee. So it's down to this check to see if he will be able to skip Phantom Ganon or not.
He already got the compass?
Yes.
Ah.
And he got a silver rupee, so he gets to get nothing in this dungeon, but he gets to skip Phantom Ganon, so that's good. So this means that the strat actually was helpful.
Right. Because otherwise, if you try and climb up to the top to fight Helmrock, if you go the quote-unquote vanilla way, you will trigger the Phantom Ganon cutscene and get sucked all the way back down to the Phantom Ganon battle arena.
Jarhead finally heading back to Windfall and trying to get his bow and arrow.
Video Freak's gonna visit the Thorn Fairy Island here. And we'll see. Do you guys remember what was in Thorn Fairy?
I'm not exactly sure, to be honest.
I don't remember either. Well, we're about to re-find out again.
Oh, also, Jarhead's getting Errol's letter after defeating Helmrock and Forsaken Fortress. But sadly, today, Errol doesn't feel like giving us something useful.
She's supposed to be our sister. She's supposed to love us, but unfortunately, doesn't appear like she does.
Unfortunately, Mineko's a little bit... Oh yeah, Mineko had the bow. Finally, we get our first bow, potentially opening up everything in Tower of the Gods.
Video Freak got his Master Sword, so now the nicest thing about getting the Master Sword is the double damage. You get to do double damage to the enemies, which is very helpful for speeding up fighting and a bunch of other things, really.
Sadly, Sonari gives us really not useful golden feather. And we still have no bottle, which will probably make Tower of the Gods a little bit interesting. Because none of them can actually soup dupe for the moment.
You know, Pogi, do you know how much I love soup dupe?
I freaking love soup dupe. This is probably one of the best things in the game.
It's probably the easiest frame perfect trick I've ever seen, but it still feels so amazingly satisfying.
Yes. Okay, so Jarhead right now is heading off finally to Tower of the Gods. We are not supposed to get half of the dungeons checks. But since we know how to skip command melody with some useful, interesting strats, we won't actually be needing at all a command melody, so Jarhead will be able to full clear this with basically no problem.
Yes, but he will be finding command melody in Tower of the Gods, as we found out from one of the hints.
And we know because of logic it has to be before the like the big key chest. So there's not really too many situations where he would be able to use that as a way to skip a check.
Really, Jarhead doesn't get bullied enough by us, so he decides to get bullied by Choo-Choos.
It's always unfortunate when you lose a randomizer run to RNG. It's not super common, but it does, feels pretty bad.
And
yeah, alright, Jarhead getting the command melody. And finally an empty bottle.
Oh man, we're 1/4 of the way there, guys.
Oh yeah, we might also see the Tingle Turner in Tower of the Gods, actually, if we don't get the big key.
Ooh. That is definitely an interesting Very interesting strat.
I guess it comes down to if Jarhead has his Game Boy plugged in or not.
Oh, I'm sure if we all know Jarhead, I'm sure if it wasn't plugged in before, it is now.
Most likely. Yeah, he also speedruns live, so he's probably plugged it in already.
And Video Freak got the mirror shield, so that's nice. The mirror shield is really nice because, at least for me, I think it's so much nicer looking at that on your back than the wooden shield. The killer shield.
Not because it's actually useful.
Yeah.
Yeah, this game is all about aesthetics. That's all that matters.
You only
Jarhead going for a ledge clip to skip the first floor. Oh no, he's actually going to the floating boxes room, which is usually skipped by many and waiting, hopefully having nothing and waiting until the end to check it. And apparently Jarhead just decided to do it this time, which is kind of like a safe strat.
Yeah,
might lose a bit of time though.
There's a bunch of really cool strats in that you can use in this room depending on what kind of items you have. We do see an unfortunate mishap with Video Freak that I know happens to me a lot, which is when you're sailing up to Forsaken Fortress there, and those bombs pop up randomly out of nowhere.
I don't know how to talk about this.
Time while we wait for the water.
Any professional melee players or anything in the audience? Because Jarhead doing there what's known as wave dashing. Some of you may have heard.
Oh, Jarhead's sadly getting the compass in the hardest room to get. Yeah, maybe he just wants it up across boxes. Yes, he could have skipped it, sadly. Bad call for this time.
You do also have the chance too, since the way the logic works for the randomizer. There always has to be a small key on the first floor, and if you get to the point to where you know that the small key is over there, you could always skip it and elect to get the other small key that is upstairs. So that is also an option that some people do as well.
Alright, Jarhead's successfully not getting hit by a laser. Well, I take that back.
Spoke too soon there.
I really feel like those laser guys are pretty RNG, because I can never find a consistent way to avoid them.
Well, they just spin around, I think.
Yeah, a lot of it just falls down to RNG and your luck. Or going fast enough that it doesn't catch you, I guess.
Videofreak sadly getting disappointed by a dungeon map in Phantom Ganon.
To those of you that were interested, that is basic Phantom Ganon fight. You just have to knock that blue ball back to him, or you hope for the good RNG where he spawns in behind you and then you just sword slash him.
Now we see Jarhead just got another small key, which he will not be using because the only other door that he could have opened with the small key, he has already skipped it. So it will not be useful this time, at least.
I do like how it works in where Video Freak is now. If you time that all right, you can let those bombs blow up during the door opening cutscene, and then all those barrels are gone and out of your way. It definitely saves a little bit of annoyance.
Well, if you've seen a 100% run or a randomizer run, you've probably seen this trick.
Oh, this trick is fun.
We're not going to use command melody at all in this dungeon, at least not for Jarhead.
Oh well.
Ooh.
Please absent the chat for Jarhead.
You don't see that too often.
Yeah.
Gonna stand a little bit further from the edge this time. And there he just picked up the statue through the ledge there. Fairly simple trick to get.
Yeah, one of those very nice spam A tricks. Or at least that's the only way I can ever get it.
Oh, and we do, of course, in the randomizer community, love the Tower of the Gods cutscenes, which are, of course, not excessively long and absolutely unnecessary.
Yes, they're beautiful and well done,
and we love getting to hear this command melody that we're not going to use 3 times in a row.
yes. The music in this game is truly fun.
Oh, and we sadly get a dungeon map on the stone tablet,
Unfortunately, we had to check the stone tablet though.
as well as the big key.
Right, it's really hard to be able to skip any chests in Tower of the Gods because the one chest that's the last chest is required to open to be able to go to the to get to the boss door. You cannot. There's no other way to get out of the room or there other than opening the chest in that room. So, and because it makes it really hard to skip because even if that you get down to that being your last check and you know have the so, but unfortunately, you have to open that chest anyway, no matter.
I never know which setup is called what in this room to skip this, but I believe Jarhead did Cosmo Hub.
It's not the Cosmo Hub. The Cosmo Hub has a different setup, I think. But it wasn't Truck Hub either. I don't remember the name, to be honest.
Isn't it
There's
like
so many different setups. I think it might be Crypmo, yeah.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, it is.
I can never get that one to work for me, but that's just me. I think I was talking with you. You're the one that described to me the other way to do it.
And it's so... I still struggle a lot with it. I lost like 6 minutes to that trick today.
Oh.
And it's not even that hard. Jarhead trying to beat this guy as fast as he can. Luckily he has a Master Sword. So it's not that hard. And we see Videofreak struggling a bit on Forsaken Fortress to get to Helmrock. And we are not seeing the big key skip, sadly. As Jarhead just got it on the Darknet chest.
We'll get to see instead the ever-fabled big key skip.
Oh, we do not talk about that.
Sorry. I'll be quiet now.
So Jarhead getting statue number 2 back to the room, the statue room here.
So I do wonder if Videofreak is gonna use the storage thread to skip Helmrock's RNG skip. The only problem with that is how extremely easy it is to how easy it is to get soft locked by Helmrock.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's not that much of a deal because you can just save warp directly to the boss fight. But it is quite of a time loss.
And it always is pretty depressing too. You get down there and you're waiting. You sit there and you think maybe if I just wait a couple more seconds, he'll come down here, but he never does.
And you end up saying that like 5 times in a row, and then you realize you've been there for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And already lost the race to Jarhead.
Yeah. For those that don't know, we do come into this. Jarhead was the number 1 seed in the tournament. So if you hear us
That
making
is
a lot
true.
of,
He got the low. I do believe he got the lowest time on the seeding races.
yeah. So if you hear us talking up Jarhead a lot, it's mostly because he is, at this point, he is the guy to beat really for the tournament. He knows a lot.
Oh, Jarhead finally getting the power bracelets. This will allow him access to Earth Temple.
Yeah, we may see him go there too. He doesn't have Earth God's Lyric, but you don't need it.
And we will actually see an RNG fight.
Are you
As
trying to start a war right now?
oh my god!
Oh man, Gabity came to the wrong comment core with that, with those type of comments.
Wow.
Oh no, Gabity.
Alright, we're gonna see a bit of a long fight. We probably could see a bit of a long fight, and you'll see what we mean with Helmrock's horrendous RNG.
Yeah, he can keep flying and diving at you like that for a while. And there's other animations that can happen. He could fly into the tower there, and it does an animation slamming into it and then falling down, which is very funny. You know, and entertaining, but if you're a speedrunner, it's very annoying when it happens to you because you're just trying to, you know, kill him and be done with it.
Jarhead finally going for the final command melody skip, which is probably the easiest. It's probably the easiest, but it's easy to screw up too.
And it is, like I said, it is my favorite. There is a backup though. The backup much harder in my opinion. So it's always good to not mess it up the first time. But I don't know is that how you feel, Pogi? Do you think the backup is?
I really struggle a lot with the backup strat too. Yeah, I just end up using a command melody if I fail that.
Right. Generally, it's not very often you get to this point without the command melody. It can happen, but the command melody is usually a pretty early in the seed item because the game thinks you need it for a lot of things.
Especially when Tower of the Gods, Earth Temple, and Wind Temple are all in logic.
Yeah.
Right.
As there are 3 temples that supposedly require it. When really, you could use it only with 1.
Videofreak really messing up Helmer once he got his the helmet off of him.
Yeah, Jay, sadly we don't get to see the tuner strats today. And finally, Videofreak getting his first piece of the Triforce chart.
I don't know if you guys caught any of that, the end of that fight there, but he got him with a lot of really well-timed quick spins. And
yeah, once he got that mask off of Halmarock, he was very quick in defeating him.
yeah, it actually did not do justice to how much time that fight can lose you, like we were saying before, because he did that. He performed that very well. With
Sadly,
vanilla strats.
Sadly, we didn't get to see one of the randomizer exclusive tricks, which is the Tower of the Gods Beaky skip. And it is exclusive because in any situation where you have to go to Tower of the Gods, you need to check the Beaky, the big chest. So it's more of a waste of time to do the Beaky skip, and then rather than checking the actual vanilla chest. But if we don't have a vanilla chest and we do not have the need to grab that key, and we have a fairly complicated skip for that big key.
It feels really good when you do it right too. A lot of these tricks are incredibly satisfying.
So doing Godan right now, we don't have fire and ice arrows yet, so it's going to take a little bit longer than what is easiest.
Did we forget to check something off?
I'm going back through it. I don't see.
Yeah, I don't see anything either. Please let us know if we forget to check something off.
Alright. No,
We apologize for it.
yeah, no dedicated trackers for this one. We're trying to work as a team. Because we're all such good friends.
And I do believe Jarhead could get basically first cycle Golden. Which could be quite impressive.
Yeah, not getting... sometimes you can get bad RNG. The hands will respawn and you'll have to knock them out again before he opens his eyes. But I didn't see too much of that going on there, so that's always really nice.
Yep.
And
So
I do believe there is a command for checking the schedules for today's and later races.
Thank you, Hard Yikes. We got it.
Oh, gotcha. I think we marked we marked that he got the shard, but we did not mark that that boss was completed.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I see now.
Jarhead defeating Golden, about to get his second try first piece.
I also have struggled with a lot where what you're seeing with what happened to Video Freak there, where you try and jump down from that ledge, and then Link likes to go crazy with his legs and jump super far, and you fall down below, and you can't climb back up onto the ledge where the mailbox is, unfortunately.
Yeah, apparently no schedule command, sadly.
With Video Freak coming back in here, if my memory serves me correctly, that means, unfortunately, all he's going to find are rupees, right, guys?
Yep, that is correct. Both of the checks behind the rocks are rupees.
And we don't have any, another thing that's pretty uncommon that we haven't seen yet from what I'm looking here, no increased wallet yet, which is a little strange.
Yeah, that comes along with a mail check as well, so we could see it, we may not.
So interesting to note, the reason why Jarhead did not decided not to go to Outset and check the ferry on Outset is actually because he wanted to wait. I do believe he wanted to wait to get the empty bottle. So when you get the check, you just save warp and go directly to Grandma's and get a very good vanilla soup, which will, if you know about Wind Waker speedrunning, you should know about the infinite soup glitch, or soup dupe, which will actually be really helpful if there's any need for magic.
Yes, the soup is one of your best friends that you'll want to take with you throughout the course of your run in the Wind Waker randomizer.
Yeah, having magic and the increased damage is very useful for speedrunners.
It allows you to do a lot of fun things because there's certain areas where you might need idle or something like that, but there's no dedicated or guaranteed magic drops there. So if you have your soup with you, you just take a sip.
So Jarhead just got storage here. Do you guys know?
Yeah, he got storage in there to skip the exploding bomb cutscene, which is highly unnecessary.
Yeah.
So Jarhead is just showing off today.
Yeah,
it's
it's only like a 2-second cutscene, if even that, right? I mean,
yeah, I believe Jay was also did it in his race on Sunday, and sadly getting a piece of art, but it will actually be useful this time to get a first piece of art.
And then, of course, the ferry to go rescue Grandma. Grandma's a bit of a meme in the community because you save her life, and most of the time she gives you trash.
And here's a part that I might love or hate, depending on if I get to hear the second part of the Grandma's House song. It is hateful.
I'm sure if you get the storage first try and you're very quick with it, it can probably save you a bit of time. to skip that cutscene there.
Well, it's about a 3-4 seconds unnecessary cutscene where we're just watching a huge hole in the ground.
So we're for Jarhead, we've completed 2 dungeons so far, and we've only got the first bow. So Pogi, do you think your prediction's gonna be right?
Oh, wow. Well, it was. I cannot say it as my prediction. I believe someone else asked me to do that. But yeah, for the record, his name is Vanilla Light Arrows. So, in case they actually get Vanilla Light Arrows, it is entirely my fault.
That's right. So any Pogi was the seed. So any bad luck or bad seeding, you guys can blame on him. It can be all his fault.
Yeah, if it's Vanilla Light Arrows or Master Chamber, it's my fault. And I won't apologize for it. I will actually make fun. Hey, we got Fire and Ice Arrows now.
Speaking of arrows.
Yeah, so Grandma was actually worth saving this time. Very nice. Well, I suppose I say that more as a joke. She's always really worth saying to get the soup, even if she doesn't give you a good item. The soup is so useful.
Yeah, soup is useful every run.
Yeah. But I always like to make jokes when Grandma gives me nothing and be like, gee, thank you.
Why did it save you, Grandma?
Yeah.
Do it for the soup.
One thing you'll see Jarhead do here is it looks like he's going to go for picking up some extra arrows. He only has 1 left. He probably intends to clear out the rest of the overworld at this point. All he has are Fire and Ice Arrow checks left.
I sure do hope he's going to Needle Rock.
Yeah, Needle Rock is Pogi's favorite island.
Yeah, that's the best island in the whole game. Change my mind.
If Needle Rock actually has light arrows on your channel.
If Needle Rock has light arrows, this is this is definitely a seed I rolled.
Pogi's favorite islands gotta have a good item.
Pretty much what would be most people would consider the best item in.
I'm literally gonna almost shout if he gets light arrows there, because I always get so excited when I get light arrows or master swords in Needle Rock.
Do you guys want to explain what Jarhead was trying to go for there with the arrows?
Yeah, so the hitbox on the lighthouse here is very odd, and you are able to shoot through the center of the thing. I don't know what you want to call it.
It's worth noting here that I believe, if I remember, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Melon, but Jarhead, I don't think he will have to open this last chest because we know that the green rupee is at Windfall. But I'm wondering if he's remembering that. Unless he got the green rupee before and I missed it.
I don't think he did. No.
So he's going to open it, get it, and then realize.
Oh, wait,
wow.
what? Yeah, he might have gotten it before.
Maybe he did. I must have missed that then.
Are you sure it said a green rupee and not a green gem? Because that could have been the pearl, Farore's pearl that it was talking about.
Oh, you know what?
Most likely.
That's right, because that was there.
Well, maybe I just don't know how to read hints. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the hints aren't...
Green jewel is what it is.
Yeah, green jewel. All right. Well, I do apologize about it.
The green... the hints aren't super... They aren't very literal. They won't just tell you, this item is in this location. They try to be a little cryptic with it, which can be kind of fun. But at the same time, it can cause a little bit of confusion.
I usually do not use hints, so thank you, Jay-Wiz, for confirming that. And we see that Videofreak is actually going back to the boxes room, which you will find out it's quite a disappointment as well.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate here.
Well, we probably get to see some unbuffered super soon practice.
And looks like...
Well, apparently not.
It looks like Jarhead did decide to go to your island, Pogi, so we'll get to see if Pogi's a cheater or not.
He knows I'm watching.
He sensed it.
Damn, I wish I could clearly silent that quick. Wow.
You need to have
Wow.
those.
Damn.
Yeah, he gave it the good one, as they say.
Fingers crossed now. Oh my god.
The nice thing about going to Needle Rock is you can get free fill-ups on your
Oh.
magic and your arrows
Yes.
there, which is very helpful.
Well, today Needle Rock was not that good, but it's still fun. It's always fun. Okay.
I agree. I like Needle Rock. It is a fun island to sniping. It's really satisfying sniping the torches there.
So Jarhead's now heading to Fire Mountain, which lately has been quite helpful as to holding Master Swords and light arrows, apparently. So we might get to see another one. Today wasn't the case, of course, but it's been a thing lately for some reason.
Yeah, so we see two. We got Jarhead is basically he needs 2 more sword upgrades and the light arrows, and he'll be in what is referred to as the go mode, which is basically where you can skip everything else and just kill the bosses and go straight to Hyrule. That is the ultimate goal. You want to get that as soon as possible, because you always know where the Triforce with the settings that we use.
Videofreak's about to start his actual run on Tower of the Gods by doing the first floor skip.
Yeah, I like to think this is the fun part of Tower of the Gods, minus the cutscenes. Because some of the tricks are a little harder, but they are really, it's really satisfying, it's really fun. I always like that roll there that Videofreak just did, to where you can kind of use that cutscene to your advantage and get onto the platform, and you get to skip a cycle. Because otherwise, if you watch the cutscene, there's no way up there on the first cycle.
Fire Mountain didn't have anything great today either.
Unfortunate. And so that leaves us with Jarhead there with just the one overworld check left, if I'm correct.
Yeah, that is correct. I do believe he still has some mail left he could check. But other than that, there is no more overworld checks.
Right. There's
only Ice Ring Isle.
Mm-hmm.
Right. One mail check from the wallet, right? And
yeah, so if he gets the wallet, he'll have another mail check, and I believe that's the last one. Aside from
the dungeon mail.
After completing Earth Temple.
Brawlhalla.
Which, because of hints, Jarhead might be heading to Earth Temple next, because there is a Master Sword in there.
That is true.
Also, Amuse, the mask lets you see how much health your enemies have. It's kind of a fun little meme item that's... I don't know if you ever see anybody that in the races that will actually not equip it if they get it, because it's kind of almost, you kind of have to, right? I mean, right,
it's the unspoken rule of randomizer.
Right. If you get the hero's charm there, you put it on. You just gotta.
Yeah, you have to.
So anybody that has no respect for it, that wants to run, might be able to win some races by getting that, and then not.
Okay.
Getting the second Master Sword on Ice Ring Island.
So, Earth Temple is going to hold that last Master Sword upgrade, which we know from the hints that Jarhead chose to check this run. So, I'm assuming he's going to head there.
Right. The hope would probably be that it also contains last bow upgrades that he can do go mode for Wind Temple. But of course, that is just a obviously with a randomizer. It's
Is he going to wait?
I think he might be headed to Wind Temple instead, actually.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if he might have forgotten the hint he received.
Yeah, most
That
likely.
is possible, yeah.
Yeah, because he's going to he's following. I believe he will be following spheres now. Because
that
Wind
makes
Temple
sense.
has a little bit of a lower sphere.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Potentially having more items, but we do know that Earth Temple does have a master sword. If I'm correct, if anybody could correct me.
Yeah, I believe I remember seeing that as well. Unless we saw it incorrectly, and it's actually Wind Temple that has the Master Sword, and Jarhead beat us all again.
Yeah, that is also possible.
That's actually probably more likely. There's probably a better chance that we all just read it wrong, and Jarhead is right.
Yeah, and there were a few hints that we did miss, so it's possible that he had a hint for a bow in Wind Temple. Which, having light arrows for Valhalla is a great time save.
Yeah,
That is true.
Much better than the fully upgraded sword.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely an inconvenience. Light arrows are way better than Master Sword.
Oh, we still have that chance for that fabled. Although, to not to break tradition to my usual torturous ideas here, but a wallet upgrade could be in Hyrule, and then the light arrows could be in the the wallet letter.
That would be a seed, that's for sure.
Jarhead now halfway to bottle percent.
All right.
You don't see anything like that too often, and I know I say it enough times that I'm going to be the one that it happens to, unfortunately. Looks like we're not going to be seeing the command melody skip here. Tower of the Gods for Videofreak. It's like he's going to do this with the vanilla strat, which is where you have Link stand on the button to make the bridge appear, and use the command melody to walk the statue over.
Oh yeah, and this you also needed you need my card for 2 doors then. For this one and actually the next one.
Right, because you have to open up the this door as well. Good.
Yeah, command melody is definitely necessary for Wind Temple.
Oh, you know what? Jarhead looks like he's going to open the pot there, so he may be thinking if he finds the light arrows, he might just leave here. And, I don't know. I'm not sure why he threw that bomb there. That doesn't... Am I missing something, you guys?
No, yeah, he threw the bomb to open the single chest.
No,
Oh yeah, for the war pod? Well, yeah, he might be thinking about getting back to here.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, we get an unfortunate Wind Temple dungeon map.
Yeah, it seems like unless we, missaw the sword check, if the sword is an Earth Temple, then even if you get the light arrows here, my thought process would be you would go mow the rest of this place and then go and do Earth Temple till you find the sword. But that is assuming we read the hint correctly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But that's just a theory. Videofreak getting his big key, so he no longer has to do the big key skip. Indeed, co-pilot. Indeed. 'Twas game.
Alright, Jarhead getting his 3rd bottle with just 1 more for bottle percent.
This is very exciting.
We might get to see the very fabled bottle percent.
I'm wondering if Jarhead will do my favorite thing, which is what I like to call... I don't know if I came up with this, but I call it this. Soup percent.
Super.
Filling all 4 bottles of soup.
You get all 4 bottles with soup. That is delicious right there.
Jarhead not going for the hopping into the seating strat. Sadly. Because it looks way cool. Oh, but he gets the Wind Temple Beak key, so no need for getting storage in this temple, which I absolutely adore and never miss.
Ooh, Dean is throwing out the bets here. Interesting.
A very bold bet at this point.
Does Dean know something we don't?
I think Dean knows where the light arrows are.
Dean, where are the light arrows? We would all like to know.
Oh, and those keys always pushing you towards not using that bomb. Yeah. Videofreak having a lot of trouble with the keys in there.
The keys are rude. I think Jarhead just duped his soup, if I'm...
Yeah, I think that is correct.
Basically, if most of you know the soup glitch, which is basically if you pause on the same frame as drinking soup, you can unequip it, and then you'll drink your soup, but you won't use your soup. But the fun strat with that is if you re-equipped a bottle onto the same button there, you can it'll add soup into that empty bottle.
It's basically as if you drank from the full soup, so it will give you half a bottle half full of soup.
Right. It's very nice to have, because then if you do mess up the dupe, you have you still have extra soups there. And it's pretty easy to set up since you're switching to an item anyway. You might as well switch to another bottle, and then you have extra soup. At least to my knowledge, I can't see any reason that would...
Alright, Videofreak getting his power bracelet, so he gains access to Rest Temple as well.
Yeah, I can't think of any reason why duping soup is a bad idea. Other than if you're doing it during like a time where you don't need soup anymore.
Jarhead gets hit the wallet. So he gets the extra check for mail.
So there goes my theory.
Yeah, there goes your prediction. But we still potentially have vanilla light arrows. We don't know anything about them yet.
Right. And I mean, technically, if we all saw the hint wrong, could get a sword.
No, I'm pretty sure that the sword is in Earth Temple. But I've been known to be wrong.
Oh, so that is an interesting strat. So if you only have one bomb, you can...
Oh, this is that is actually super useful for if you're trying to get a storage off of a chest, which is a struggle when you only have one bomb left. And of course, it's more of a struggle if you don't have any bombs left.
Yeah. Yep. It's borderline impossible with no bombs. What's up, Frost? What are you doing awake this late in the early morning?
It's late in the early morning.
It's been a pretty interesting race so far. Nothing super crazy yet. I mean, have you anything stand out to you guys yet? At least as far as the seed goes. Any strange item placements anybody's really realized?
Yes, Dean?
Oh. I do believe there might be a reason for Jarhead not checking the... Well, probably not to not go down, but... Hasn't checked the middle of the hub room.
Generally, I believe how Jarhead speaks is he likes to work from the top down for...
Oh, probably. Also, could be a potential... Could potentially help for go mode if needed. Oh, he gets light arrows now. So no vanilla light arrows, sadly.
The seed didn't live up to its name.
My seed is bad, apparently. my seeding name did not work. I tried. Alright, so Jarhead getting the only key he actually needs for Wind Temple, unless he needs to check the mini-boss room.
Does he,
Jay, I do believe the sword is an ET from a hint I read, but I might have read it wrong and probably is in Wind Temple, which is why Jarhead is here now.
I think you read it right, because Jarhead appears to be skipping most of the first floor there. So.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah, he skipped everything, so he might have gotten an actual hint for this. So he's now. I do think he's gonna go mode this temple.
Yep, he's gonna go mode the rest of this temple.
So
and
if he knows exactly where the sword is, as in temple wise, he's basically go mode.
Yep.
All right, yeah.
And we also see Videofreak finishing up the trials here with these beautiful statues.
Jarhead not having any trouble whatsoever getting the go mode.
Yeah, that leaf cancel and ledge grab there can really mess with you if you don't know.
Unfortunately for him, he doesn't need to do the storage strat since he has a big key.
Right.
he will need to skip the song stone though.
This is one of the hardest tricks in randomizer.
Yeah, you'll have to pay a lot of attention to actually get this one. So you actually have to sidle and walk left a lot. And then keep walking left until you actually decide to stop walking left and start rolling. and then you're and if you're lucky, you might just get in, and we might actually get to see an attempt on a YOLO storage and Mulgara fight, which is a potential 10-second save.
And
yeah, we're
so
about
satisfying.
he's about to try it.
And
he got it. Oh, that is, for those who don't know, storage is a frame-perfect trick which requires you to cancel basically the Wind Waker dive 3 frames before touching the ground. So if you do, you get dry storage, which means you will skip the next cutscene that plays in the game, which in this case will be the Mulgara ending.
It's a really...
And you only get 1 try for this, so it's really impressive to actually get it.
It's most people feel like the longer storage drops are the more challenging ones, because a lot of times you get used to just, starting it up and then canceling. You're generally speaking, it's... And you're trying to do it relatively fast, but that one you have to test your patience and really...
Jarhead attempting attempting to hook shot him right before he goes off into the ground.
Jarhead
which
really
is only a few frames, I believe.
Yeah, Jarhead really showing off his showmanship here. Really trying to pull out the very impressive strats.
Mulgara is down now. So he's got, you can see the cutscene is playing extremely weird now. And once he gets the Triforce shard in front of him, it's just going to be a jump slash away automatically. So he will just have to jump slash and save warp. Oh wait, but he runs around, gets it. And there, we should be getting the 10-second time save if he actually save warps. Which he didn't do.
He might want to take the warp. It looks like he is trying to maneuver around to get towards the center there.
Yeah, probably.
It must be the way he deems it, the strategy must be...
Oh, he literally never does it, so he doesn't know what to... Oh, yeah.
He did it on the seed we were watching him do last night, I believe.
Well, sadly, he does not save warp, which is what actually gets you the time save.
Yeah, and Videofreak, I believe, getting close to the end here of the Godin fight. Gotten a couple of unfortunate hand respawns.
Jarhead attempting to check the
rupee.
Yeah, I
bag.
don't think he remembers. He remembers the hint though. Does he? So I don't think he would have checked. I don't think he would have gotten that. He would have checked that.
I think he has to,
knew.
because otherwise he wouldn't have skipped like all of.
Yeah, he has to know where the sword is.
Right, because he skipped like all of
Yeah.
the second half of Wind.
I do wonder why he tried to do that check. But well, he's heading now to Earth Temple. The only thing he would be missing for a fully completion of Earth Temple would be the Earth Sunk, but that is skippable with a simple roll clip in storage. So if he's expecting to get the last Master Sword in the first checks, I do believe.
He might have been maybe thinking that since it only takes a couple of seconds to check that, maybe hoping it was Earth God's Lyric so he doesn't have to do.
That is true.
That's the only thing I can think of off the top of my head. And so I'm wondering where Video Freak's wanting to go now. Doesn't it say I can't see? Unfortunately, I can't see his map checks that he has available. Jarhead going to elect to use Command Melody here instead of refilling his magic. And doing the leaf pumps to get across.
Elijah, the dungeon tracker and Triforce.
Sorry about that.
No worries.
And I mean, another stretch you could do is just do the full go mode, like, you know, and not bother with any of the other checks, and then just come back in and go until you find the sword.
Yeah, and also could work for unlocking the final area, but he decides to just go clear the first check right off the bat.
Yeah, it looks like he's thinking he's gonna basically do the dungeon relatively normally in order to clear. We do have Angular Island coming up here for.
I do believe it's gonna open the statue with the command melody.
That makes sense there, Dean. Because you can always open up the the pot there at the bottom, get down to the bottom and go, because the going through the warp pots always brings Medley with you, or brings her to the warp pot you go through, so you'll have her for that mirror room at the bottom.
Videofreak going in for a little strat on Angular Isles.
The warp pots are very nice. Could you imagine if this is the sword again, like on that one scene from last night?
Yeah, thanks, Lago. So basically, if Jarhead gets another one of the keys, he might be checking the left side of the dungeon.
Right, unless you want to do
thanks, Bob.
Unless you want to do the small key skip on the left side there, it's generally better off to wait until you get 2 keys and then check the left side. So we'll see what we get here. Try first check. Looks like we're going to get our soup over here. for Video Freak. About to get, like I said before, my favorite item in the game.
And I do believe there was an interesting check here as well.
Oddly enough, Jarhead, it looks like he is electing to go do the left side. You don't.
No, he's going to do. It's actually doing the left side without a second key.
Yeah, that's.
So we might be expecting to either get another key or trying to skip the key, which I find extremely hard.
Yeah. He might. Maybe he wants to show off the small key skip for us.
Yeah, kind of weird. Jarhead doing some weird stuff. Yeah, could just get even more interesting.
You know, that's what I also have a file there with all the items on it that I use to practice.
We got the Earthable Compass. Oh yeah, and Videofreak's getting his fire and air arrows.
I'm sure he's very happy about that. That should, if I'm looking at everything correctly, that should allow him to finish up the overworld checks.
Yeah, that is true.
And then he'll be faced with the same sort of 50-50 look like... well, I guess Jarhead, it wasn't 50-50 because he knew there was a Master Sword here, but for... And actually it looks like he's sailing over to Earth Temple. If I'm looking at this correctly, Video Freak.
Might be getting something good too. Jarhead not even gonna attempt on storing this chest. And we got a dungeon map, sadly. Now we're gonna, I do believe checking the crypt here. Yep. Which is, if we don't like the item here, we can just leaf over and leave it there.
Oh, there it is.
And there it is. We do like the item, so Jarhead is officially go mode.
Yep, so he's going to be defeating Jalhalla as quickly as possible and getting down to Hyrule.
The problem is he needs a chest to store.
Oh, I think...
Oh, but he's got the strats.
Yep, so he's going back to the main room.
I believe he intends to store the Tingle chest. That may have been why he went left side first.
Yeah.
That is true.
Yep, he has his bombs and leaf now, so we are going to this Tingle chest.
Actually, see the runners doing a little bit of sort of the same thing here, as Video Freak is also in Earth Temple now.
So we're seeing, of course, Video Freak taking an entirely different route now than Jarhead's. And we are also going to see well done, probably a well done bomb storage, unlike mine.
Mine as well.
Oh, and he actually gets it. Nice.
The soup is definitely going to be key here. It's very risky. If you fall down here, you soft lock yourself. So.
And he didn't save, so it's a potential. He wouldn't. I do believe he would need to get Earth God's lyrics if. Oh, not soft locked. Oh, good to know. Oh, you can get caught by a Flower Master. That is true.
Alright, well then, so the only unfortunate thing, I don't think there's any other chest left before that for him to store, is there? Unless I'm misremembering.
There is one in here. The problem is, well, here, it's a dangerous situation, because if you get caught there by a Floor Master, which I do believe it's the first time he gets it, as he told me before, you lose storage. So now, I do believe there are no chests he can store.
So he has to find the Earth God's lair.
Or he has to actually do the roll clip. And he could store the Floor Master's check, I think. Yeah, so if I do believe this trick is frame perfect. It's a little bit hard to get the roll clip. Yeah, he's gonna attempt the palm clip. And this could actually get interesting because of a fail.
Yeah, definitely an interesting strat.
Well,
Going out here, the backup strats. Oh man, yeah, this is.
I do believe if roll clip is a thing, then palm clip would be as well. Just should be a little bit harder.
My other question, the question I want to ask now is, did he didn't check his inventory? Did he could have gotten, technically speaking, could have gotten the Earth God's Lair from that team that he stored. Oh, he did check? Okay.
Sally's struggling a bit with this. I actually haven't seen this before, but I do think it's possible.
Yeah,
Would seem logical.
Either.
This is the first time I'm seeing this. And oh. But he still got 20 bombs to go, so. Yeah, bless her in G chat, please.
Yeah, this looks. It looks tough. I mean,
bless her in G for this for this struggling man. Oh, ooh, oh, sorry, Dean. F for your pyramid.
say since I'm so inconsistent at this, what my normal strat is to save before attempting it.
Me too. So yeah, sub 2 is in fact dead, sadly. It was a possibility, it was a good possibility.
Now this does bring in the question, where is left for Earth God's lyric to even be?
In one of the chests that he skipped in Wind Temple, or somewhere here in Earth Temple. But it would have to be pretty early in Earth Temple, and I think he checked all those chests. So
one thing I think we did see too is he did open the pot back to Wind Temple, so that might have been.
It is definitely not here in Earth Temple because it logically cannot be. So if it's somewhere, it's in Wind Temple, but he would have to go through a lot of checks too.
He did check the wallet mail.
Although I do think it would be faster to go do those checks rather than doing so many attempts on this. Well, considering that was the first try. No, he actually did check wallet mail already. He checked it as soon as he got out of Wind Temple.
Oh. Ooh, that looks really good.
Here we see Videofreak attempting the fire and arrow skip, which he does have, but it's kind of a thing to skip. Oh, that was a bit of a close one.
Yeah, so
most likely the problem Jarhead's having is the precise angle. We also get to see that. Well, we see that Videofreak actually save warps for a reason. I'm not sure why though.
Copy.
As
I believe he saved up because he did not have the portal open in Wind Temple.
What?
He needed to get back to the beginning because all he has left is, or maybe to go to the overworld.
well, I mean, he could have checked the top floor, the left side chests, I think.
I think he.
Oh, that is unfortunate. But that actually confirms that this is a thing.
Yeah. Ooh. Interesting to see what Jarhead's next backup strategy is going to be. Collect more bombs. It looks like. It looks like it's going to be do or die with this trick here.
Yeah.
That actually looks like a tough one. There's Videofreak getting his last checks on Windfall, I do believe.
Oh,
Here we go.
Oh, he got it. We got it.
Hopefully he makes it. There we go.
Yeah. We are finally en route to actually doing this. Let's hope he doesn't get pulled over by another floor master, which... Oh, he's... I do think is he attempting... Oh no, he's actually going for the storage now.
Yeah. Floor master.
I sure do hope he saves before. And he's got 2 checks he can do storage on, but I don't think it's. Oh, wait. He's actually checking. He got the small. Yeah, he's got the small key. He could check the mini boss room. Attempting to get the soup tube now. Meanwhile, Videofreak is actually going for the. He's gonna get apparently an hour refill. Easily, Jarhead beating those floor masters.
Beating them into submission.
You can see how he is attempting to kill this floor masters with the anger he has after failing.
I'm wondering if he's gonna just use that small key and just open or not deal with the floor masters in that.
I don't think he is. It's basically useless unless it actually has the B key. But you cannot do storage on that because it's a loading zone.
On the to open the smoky door?
Yeah, I do think he should save.
I also, it's very, very extreme. This is pretty extreme.
Alright, Jarhead finally gets the storage. Gonna wait for the bomb to blow up and get the actual storage. Meanwhile, trying to get the creep check. So Jarhead finally continue doing the follow-up for his go mode. Oh yeah, since he got the key, he actually got yeah, that's true. So that key is useful for that, not for the mini boss room. Now some weird movement here to finally get access to the back of the statue and actually open the door. So if he does this right, he should just need to skip the B key, which is actually not a problem when you get storage, unless you unfortunately fall down, because it's a bit of a weird clip. But it does open up the pod just in case. And there we go, he gets the first try actually, so we're now in Valhalla, which should be the final boss before the Ganon Tower.
Yep, so light arrows helping him a lot here. Doesn't have to use the mirror shield.
So we're now in the actual road to the end. This is looking like a tree cycle. This is a mandatory tree cycle.
And it looks like we're going to be heading to Fire Mountain over there with Video Freak. Looking to finish up the last of those overworld checks, presumably before finishing the dungeon.
Unfortunately, I do believe Video Freak decided to sail on from Rimfall, right? Oh no, he's actually sailing from another spot, I think.
Yeah, he was at Dragon Roost there.
Oh, okay, cool. So the fastest strat, if you don't have the Hurricane Spin, is placing bombs right before the Hollow lands. So if you're lucky, this pose will actually land on near the bombs at least for them to be blown up. And Jarhead actually gets this 3 cycle boss, which is the perfect boss, basically.
Yep. Doesn't get much better than the 3 cycle.
Bro, why couldn't I have this match against Jarhead? I'd still lose.
Anybody doing this match against Jarhead would have failed go mode like 20 times just because that's what the universe wants.
It's actually quite impressive that you see Jarhead fail a lot of well, basically do a lot of attempts on some failed tricks, or even miss the actual go mode, and he's still getting a good time. He's going to Ganon's tower on 2-hour mark, so that's pretty good. That is still pretty good for having troubles with execution.
Right, yeah.
I do think everybody deserves to win, Mr. Alberto. So Jarhead's now getting to the final track. Videofreak's still struggling up to finding the last items he needs.
Yeah, unfortunate heart container there, or heart piece. Not what we were hoping for generally for these. I wonder who that statue is of there. I don't think they ever tell you. The one in the middle of the room there.
Oh, who it is? Yeah,
Yeah.
I do wonder the same thing every time I go to Hyrule.
One of those unexplained mysteries. Gotta love that Zelda lore.
And we get finally to the very much talked about barrier skip.
Yeah, it looks like Video Freak coming up on Ice Ring here, which I actually really like doing this island. Honestly, the ice can be kind of annoying, but
I honestly hate it. Once I'm inside it's easy, but when I'm outside it's absolute hell.
the ice is pretty unforgiving.
But little does Video Freak knows that Master Sword is lying here for him, just waiting for him to be picked up.
Yeah, it'll be very exciting, I'm sure.
Yeah, first try barrier skip poggers for Jarhead.
And if he did his barrier skip right, then he should be able to skip the trials here. Doesn't do the boss rematches.
Most likely. Also, Pog for you, Jay, who actually guessed the vanilla soup.
Yeah, that was a very impressive guess.
Yeah, that was very impressive. That is something I did not expect to see. At least not today.
Right. Oh, very clutch ledge grab there for Video Freak. That's times where the ice Pichu.
Yeah, the ice in here is really, really annoying. Luckily, we know some strats that will make this walking towards the entrance easier, but sadly, Videofreak is not actually using them. Ooh, Jarhead having a little trouble on Phantom Ganon.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Pulled out a
Really
fire
good job
arrow
with the
instead.
roll there for Videofreak. Sorry.
Alright, and finally, he's got his second Master Sword. The problem is, he hasn't gotten hints, so he does absolutely not know that it is one in each temple, which is super unfortunate, and I do not apologize for it.
That's right. Because this is all your fault, bro. This was your seed. You did this.
I did roll this seed, so I do not have any regrets.
It definitely was an entertaining one.
Oh yes, second Master Sword. Second check. Oh yeah, there we go. Thank you, Jay, for letting us know. We are new in tracking, so thank you all for not judging us.
Yes, we do appreciate that.
I'm used to only tracking my own thing. Alright, so it's time for Phantom Ganon. This could be... Wow, okay, we get a second shot. Nice. And oh, wow.
Very good.
And this, he makes it seem easy. And okay, Phantom Ganon for his attack. Videofreak going to Neil Rock, my favorite island, which will sadly disappoint him today.
Yeah.
And really quick PG from phase 1.
Yeah, really good job there, my Jarhead. Really good snipes.
Yeah, I am really sorry. I did not even think about generating a spoiler log. I should have thought about it ahead of time. I'm sorry. Jarhead going to face Ganon. Phantom Ganon, I mean. And going for the crypt shot, which he got. Did he get it? I think he did. No?
No.
Alright.
No.
Well, sadly he misses a crypt shot, but he still gets the second chance on it.
Crypt shot is one of the most satisfying shots to hit in this game.
And...
Ooh,
Ooh, that was a close one.
very close. And so we see, like Pogi mentioned before, his favorite island. Sniping the torches, always fun. It feels really good if you hit them all without missing.
Yeah.
Just like, yeah, I used to play Call of Duty. You know, I used the L9. I'm pretty good at this game.
And will we get to see the chalk shot, which I've been told about many times?
I'm sure Jarhead will go for it.
Ooh.
Yes,
Sadly misses it. Alright, going for the safe strat with the, what was this called? I don't remember how this was called.
Oh, where did he do the bomb?
Yeah, the bomb thing. Alright, he still gets a shot, even though he waits for quite a bit of time to shoot the last arrow. And meanwhile, Videofreak is finally going to Wind Temple, where he will find his final bow and arrows.
Yes, I'm sure that's going to feel really good for him.
Now, sadly, he's not going to get the Master Sword, as it's lying in the in Earth Temple, all the way to the other end of the map.
Yeah, these two temples couldn't really be too much further away from each other.
I'm not pretty sure. Maybe Videofreak actually clutches out of nowhere. Could be a possibility.
You never know how the final.
He could remember. Yeah, he could remember to Wind Waker dive off Forsaken Fortress for going directly to Ganon's Tower, but who knows? Apparently, no one remembers that strat. So
He does have the pod open to quickly get back to Earth Temple if needed.
Jared just about to fight with Ganondorf. And this should be pretty easy. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Ganondorf is pretty tough. Toughest boss, and he's killed me several times. Okay.
Yeah, he's not a very nice guy.
But Jarhead seems like he's having no problem whatsoever with him. He's now in phase 3, so Jarhead about to get his time. And just missing the parry. And time for Jarhead at 209.38, winning the first round of the tournament.
Yes, what a very good performance there by Jarhead. Honestly, all in all, he really put that a lot of effort into getting that one clip. And, it was able to pay off for him. He didn't have to go back to Wind Temple and search around for the Earth Gods.
So, hopefully we'll get Jarhead in here for an interview soon. But in the meantime, he might be doing some fun stuff here.
Right, there is the fabled Jarhead tradition every time you finish.
Yeah, Jaywis knows.
It never ceases to amaze me just how easy it makes it look. Just, every time he runs one of these seeds, you watch him run a seed and you're like, oh, that all made perfect sense. And that's exactly what I would do if I was running that seed. And then you run a seed and it's not what you do. You do it all wrong because you're not Jarhead.
So Videofreak is working his way through Wind Temple now. Hopefully he'll be able to find that final Master Sword upgrade pretty soon. Or, not Master Sword, excuse me, the Light Arrows.
Yes, they were, what, the Light Arrows was in the Cyclone. First, the chest in the Cyclone.
Oh, I don't recall. It's somewhere in here, though.
Gotcha. See how he goes through this one. Looks like he's going to elect to take out the Wizrobe there, which is not necessarily a bad decision. Can be very annoying.
Hi.
Oh, there he is.
Hi.
How are you feeling?
Blech.
Yeah. So tell us what happened.
Let's just say for one, on the record, I've never ever had that happen to me, and that's the first time I've ever had to do that backup. And that's what it looks like when I'm trying to do a trick that I have not practiced ever. I've done it once or twice just to see if I could do it, and then that should go on record as the least smooth recovery I've ever had ever.
Well, you still managed to get the race.
I did, but still,
Didn't
it
get
was the
model
least
percent,
smooth
though.
recovery I have ever had.
So, did you learn a lesson about saving?
I probably still won't save to save most of the time. Like I said, I've literally never had that floor master grab me. I've seen it grab other people, but that was the only time that the wall was being sticky enough that I actually I wasn't able to get past them just fine. I have learned the lesson that if I get cursed, just run straight through the fog and roll so that they don't catch me, and then just go sit in the corner.
That's what
much.
I always try to do.
Yeah.
Run away like a little sissy baby. That's my general strat for everything.
Yeah, but usually I can. I'm able to get into that. Get into the wall enough that I don't get cursed, and roll along it well enough that the guys don't grab me. So yeah, that was the first time in ever that's happened. So yeah, not my best moment.
I do agree with Dean though. They have followed me to the corner too.
Yeah, I've had that happen to me.
So Jarhead, aside from the saving yourself there, is there anything else that you want to say about the siege?
My movement at the beginning felt really weird to me. Like when I accidentally went into Tingle first at Windfall.
Yeah, we did notice that.
I don't know what I was thinking. I was distracted by the Pokemon music I was listening to.
Honestly, we were all coming up with we were like, this is some really crazy like Jarhead super OP strat that, you know, like nobody else knows about.
No, I was just not thinking.
And another thing we thought was maybe he's trying to set up to Lenzos because of the Picto Box, or
Nah, yeah, it was just a complete and total accident.
I want to ask, did you get a hint for Wind Temple?
Wait, what was that?
Did you get a hint for Wind Temple?
No, I didn't get a hint for Wind Temple. I did get the hint. I did get a hint that the sword was an Earth Temple, which was I left Wind Temple so early.
I do remember.
But I did not get one for Wind Temple. Well, I got a bottle. I got a hint for a bottle in Wind Temple.
Yeah, we were expecting you to go to Earth Temple first because of
of the hint. That's why it was so.
Well, the reason why I went to Wind Temple first, because then if the light arrow does happen to be there, then I can just skip the rest and then search Earth Temple for the thing and then skip the rest of that.
Right.
You're one lucky man.
Yeah, we weren't sure if the strat was going to be what you mentioned, or go to Earth Temple, see if it has both, and then full go mode Wind Temple.
Yeah, that thought also crossed my mind, but Earth Temple is just really long.
I mean, it's actually really smart too. Well, I think
it worked out this
smart.
time. It could go either way.
And
yeah,
the
it
other
could go either way, but you don't get to do both temples if you get it.
Yeah. Another thing is that because Wind Temple had lower spheres.
And you didn't have the Earth God's lyric as well, so that
I assume that pretty much had to have been in Wind Temple. So where in there was that? Has he gotten it yet?
We haven't seen it come up yet to this point. Although it could. Here he has the. It could here soon. It would have to be somewhere on the basement area though.
Okay, I see in chat Copilot asked, how do I like roll clips? Normally I like roll clips just fine, but that one was really bizarre because it was at a completely backwards angle from what I'm used to. So I couldn't like tell where in the animation link was to try to like time it. Like if you go back, if you paid attention, at some point I started trying to mash it, and then that wasn't working out either. So.
You know, the ice strats is one thing I could never get to work for me, to freezing these guys and skull hammering them.
Oh, yeah, it's weird.
Gavity asks if you can mess up again when you play again. I asked the same, could you please?
I would rather not, admittedly. I would very much rather not do that, thanks. I metaphorically had my head in my hands the entire fucking time.
So since Gavity is talking up a little bit, he did try to start a war earlier.
What did he do?
Oh, that is true.
He said that you are poo-poo, quote unquote.
How dare you?
Oh yeah, that is the textual quote.
How dare you?
I believe.
Listen, you better put up your dukes. If you get past Copilot, you and I, we're throwing down.
Oh damn! So the deal is on, ladies and
if I get
gentlemen.
past Walacry.
We might have to get those the Craigasm that's ready in chat here.
Yeah.
So
if you get past Copilot and I get past Walacry, we are throwing down. I called you C2 poop.
Blast RNG for Gobbity Bobbity versus JarheadHME, ladies and gentlemen, please. We need to see that race.
I'll say it to your face, and I'll punch you in your face.
This is Jarhead's
no,
best
Copilot, I don't
effort
need
to
you
be
defend
rude.
me. I got this. Let him through. Let me at him.
I suppose this is the...
Like a true poop. Alright, you can pause my feed now, by the way. I'm in end stream.
I don't know where Shadow.
Shadow, are you still here?
Shadow did say that he had to step away for a minute.
Oh yeah, but he said he was back.
Oh, okay.
I think he just paused it. Yeah, he did. Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you.
you're-
Alright.
Only listening. Alright. Gotcha.
Thank you, Shadow.
Yes.
What a good guy.
Good guy, Shadow.
Alright, well, we will still be seeing a bit more of Video Freak right now. As he he's still looking for his light arrows.
And his Master Sword.
Yeah, which he should get pretty soon. Sadly, he will have to go check the rest of First Temple for that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm really scared that Earthgod's Lyric is going to be in the middle of the hug room chest. If it's there, then it was like literally 2 seconds out of the way. It would have saved me so much grief. But I was not expecting that situation to come up.
Shadow, by the way, he's just missing 2 items, and he's checked like 1/3 of Earth Temple, if I am correct.
yeah.
So he shouldn't be too far.
Too much longer, but
In fairness, the other thing he's missing is in the really slow dungeon. So,
Well, he's checked 1/3 of the dungeon, so he would just have to go check the left side directly if it does.
oh, okay.
Yeah,
so he
he's
already went in and checked the first few checks.
yeah, he did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he just.
I feel like he'd probably do basement first. Well, actually, he might not do basement first. It's because of the keys thing.
For some reason, he save wiped right before going into the left side of the temple.
Yeah. Oh God.
doing okay there, Jarhead?
I'm just... Man, that was just bad. Yeah, on record, that's what it looks like when I'm trying to do a trick that I've never practiced.
And also playing at 12th EST, so...
Honestly, it looked a lot like me just playing the game. So...
Damn. Oh God. Yeah, that was not the most pleasant experience I've ever had.
It seemed like it was a fun seed, though. Honestly.
Yeah, the seed was really good. I think it could have been close to sub 2 if I didn't have that little mishap.
Yeah,
oh, thanks, man. That means a lot, man. Thank you.
Yeah, Pogi was the seed.
I didn't know. I didn't know you were a fan of Vanilla Light Arrows. Good to know.
I was a little worried that it was actually going to come to pass because when I got the hint on when I got the hint that said there was a bow on Windfall, I was kind of hoping that it was going to be either Creep or Transparent Chest. And then I got him in and was like, "Oh God, it's possible that it's actually down there, please."
Yeah.
I was coming up with my torture strats too. Well, it could be in the wallet could be in the light arrow chest, and then the wallet mail could have the light arrow.
Oh, this is an interesting question by Copilot. When did you start using hints?
I don't go out of my way to use hints most of the time. Just if I get money in Diamond Step, then I grab hints on 407 and use them from there.
Oh yeah, but I mean, well, I've seen several of your seeds and never seen you get that much hints. I know you get some 1 or 2 in some seeds.
The last few times I've done it, I've just straight up forgotten to actually grab them most of the time.
Oh, okay.
That time I was trying to be kind of proactive about them.
And also, thank you for the good job. I do my best on clicking new seed or typing a name.
It honestly seems like the seed was a good balance where it didn't just hand you everything. Some seed you get 2-3 dungeon go modes where you get a lot, pretty much everything in the overworld. But this one, it felt like it was a nice balance. You kind of had to work for some things, but not too unforgiving. A lot of areas. And
it's interesting because it actually forces you to route instead of just going directly to one check or another.
Right. Yeah. It's always fun to have to think. It's at least that's what I enjoy. Getting challenged.
the Gomedy Jarhead beef that we have this season.
Damn. We are really looking forward to
The
that
joke
to
beef.
the match in attorney.
Fisticuffs.
Is it a joke though, Jarhead? I don't know.
Yeah.
Gomedy-
It started as
serious.
it started when the initial like the initial like brackets were shown, like as we were like signing up for the tournament. Like I was placed against him in that like initial bracket, like before we actually did seeding. And I went into his stream as a joke and said, "Put up your dukes, we're gonna be racing soon." It just kind of spiraled from there, and we've done a few races. It's fun. Gabri's a cool guy, but how dare you call me poop? This will not stand. God, I'm so miffed about that.
It did seem like it would have been very frustrating.
Yeah. Like, at least I knew that it existed, so it probably would have been faster to just go back to Wind Temple and find Wind God's Aria, but I'm just glad that I knew it existed, so I got kind of a bit of practice in it.
It
Like,
was a
not that
matter
it's,
of
like,
pride
almost
at
ever
that
gonna
point,
come up.
right?
Yeah, at that point, it's just a matter of doing it. See, I don't really like forfeiting unless I'm, like, way, way, way behind.
I agree.
This one, I was decently confident I was still going to be ahead because I saw a video playing last night. I was decently confident that I wasn't going to have too many issues. Not to, like, try to call him bad, but, like, he doesn't have the same experience.
I believe Videofreak does a lot of HD speedruns.
Yeah, but it doesn't look like he does a lot of, like, dungeons in them, because when I was watching him do, like, Tower and, like, Earth Temple last night, he didn't know a whole lot of the strats for them, which is, fine. It's just,
Yeah, it takes a while to learn a lot of this.
Yeah.
Right, and even like you said, when we were talking about it last night, Jarhead, you said you remember new tricks all the time, things that you haven't even thought of in a long time, like the one for the Master Sword and the practice you did last night.
Yeah. This was not one that I ever thought would ever come. The other ones were like in the back of my mind, just like, oh yeah, those could come up. This one was not one that I thought would ever come up.
Question, Jarhead. Did you get bottle percent?
No, I didn't find the last one.
God damn it, bro. Well, you've just got beaten then.
Yeah.
The last one.
This run does not count if it's not bottle percent.
Yeah.
The last one was in Wind Temple here.
Which check was it?
The spike room, one of the chests.
So there were 3 bottles in here.
Yeah.
One temple was bottle stacked.
Apparently.
From 1 to 100, it had all the bottles.
So
Except
Videofreak unfortunately has not found. I'm sorry. Unfortunately has not found the light arrows.
Yeah, he's does not seem to be going up to. It looks like he might actually be.
He should be really close. So I would guess he's about to open up this thing, the fan.
Yeah.
Which of course, if you need to go up for some reason, what Macarena Command Melody has before said as well.
Right.
Unfortunately, this is about the only temple where it is absolutely required to use the command melody for just anything.
Command melody is very helpful, but not.
And he gets a small key that he actually does.
There's a small key. So I guess it's either the mini boss or the tall room.
I'm pretty sure it's the highest style. Like the highest.
No, Earth God's Lyric, I mean.
Oh, Earth God's Lyric?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering where it is.
Oh yeah, I am too. He's got the other small key. He will just have to wait a bit. There we go.
Oh god.
And I believe these are the final checks of the dungeon. She said it's a really long dungeon to fully check.
Right. We've got this one. This one should be our like get your happy emotes ready for the chat, whatever you want to throw in there, because if I'm remembering correctly, this is the big chest, right, Jarhead?
Yeah, this is the one with light arrow.
Yeah, so this is gonna be the big smiley face. Is there a really big smile?
Capital D.
There it is.
And yeah, there we go. Finally, Videofreak has finally got it. Light arrows, meaning he only would need the final master's rig.
Yes. And of course, we all know where that is, but
Unfortunately, Videofreak does not.
right.
Unfortunately, Videofreak did not check any of the hints, so he's gonna full clear Wind Temple.
Which, in all honesty, is not uncommon.
Yeah, this was the first scene in a long time I've actually checked hints.
Yeah, hints are definitely. It's one of those things to where if you get, like a moment where you're getting something from Beetle and you're able to get bait from one of the checks.
And in this seed, I do think checking hints was one of the reasons that this seed could have been completed quickly. Otherwise, it probably would have been a really long Wind Temple check as well as the Earth Temple check as it's happening over here.
Yeah.
Right,
Although
yeah,
considering he didn't do many glitches or skips, he's still in a good time for being in Wind Temple.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
And I do believe he already has the big key as well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Big
so
Key I
really-
think was like the second chest.
Yeah, so really all he needs to do now is just go
It would have been.
bid Mulgara. Unfortunately, he gets the compass.
He also
There
has the tall room in the basement chest to get.
The hope there would have obviously been to get that Earth Gods lyric in that chest. That way, you would have known the tall room in the basement was the compass, so you could have skipped opening that check. But unfortunately,
Yeah, this makes me feel a little bit better about the fact that I did that thing in Earth Temple, since the Earth God's Lyric would have been in the very last chest I would have checked. But still.
right. Yeah, it definitely saved you a bit of time being able to do that other clip there.
Yeah.
Sadly, getting Earth God Lair could possibly mean that he's going to the basement directly.
Yeah.
Also, the whole small key thing. I don't know if he knows about the deal with small keys and how if you can get key lock. That was actually why I ended up opening the first chest in the Floor Master room, was because I knew that both of those chests had to be keys, so I wanted to just have a key so I didn't have to worry about the Floor Masters again.
Yeah, we actually did talk about that for a bit while you were in there. We were basically saying, it looked like he was probably looking for a key so that way you can avoid those pesky Floor Masters, because they're kind of the worst.
Yeah, they've, like I said, they've literally never done that to me, so it was not the most pleasing thing to have happen in round one.
Yeah, I think I did mention that about that I think you mentioned it to me once, that it hasn't never happened to you, but it happens to me so frequently.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's they're up there with me for the Magtails.
That's true as hell, Gobbity. Absolutely true.
It's the tournament yips. You get those it's finally real. All the practicing everyone's been doing, all of our casual races together, it's all finally kind of coming to fruition here. And
yeah. I was oh god, what was I gonna say? I forgot now. Great.
Oh, sorry, man. F for your comment.
Feels bad, man.
and for anybody wondering, aiming in this game is very hard.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
aiming is trashier.
I find if I can think about it, I really flick the control stick because it.
The Kelly Jammers from earlier.
Oh god, yeah.
F.
Yeah, I have to pay respects.
I thought you would honestly, Frostin, that I thought you were gonna go for the arrow strat like Jay likes.
Yeah, needs to open that head right there.
And he should be good.
And we gotta hope for the silly little glitch you sometimes get in this room to not happen, where the chest decides it doesn't want to spawn in. And you have to leave and come back. Because that is very annoying.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, looks like it's happening.
Yeah, apparently it's the thing now.
Yeah, that is
Oh no,
something-
he doesn't know about the glitch.
And it looks like he's probably gonna
Ooh.
check the other
Yeah, it's
stats.
probably gonna check everything now.
It is unfortunate. I'm wondering if there is something that maybe they thought about doing to see about patching that out for the randomizer. You know what I mean? In like future update.
Well, I think it's a problem with the actual room design.
Yeah, it's something like for some reason this game is really bad with memory or something,
That makes sense.
and like enemies just frequently don't die properly.
And I believe he is going to have to go back up to the top here and
Camera.
get that guy back out of
Yep.
that top one.
Yep, that's the only one that's respawned.
That is really, really bad luck, unfortunately.
Yeah, Frost never goes for safety strats.
Frost goes for the
that's a
fancy
good point.
strats.
Yeah, that's because of the fancy strat.
That's why I like watching Frost. He likes to
That's
flex
it.
on people with his craziness.
Yeah, it is always entertaining to watch Frost even when the race is over. And I do think that it is a really bad idea to throw him off because that is the way that I've gotten it. Okay, that was the only enemy left. So that is good for him. So he finally gets to do this check. Unfortunately,
There
it
it
will
is.
actually lead him to nothing unless he doesn't
Okay,
know the go mode.
It briefly occurred to me just now that I remembered. Also, just now that it couldn't have happened that the mini boss in ET could have had the song again, but then I realized no, you need to have 3 keys to get there, and all 3 and the other 2 keys were
Yeah,
behind the song stuff. So yeah, it had. To
yeah.
be
There was no way to. There was no way for it to be.
yeah.
It is really nice that they have the logic set up that way. It really... I guess it makes sense. There's no other real way, smart way to do it if you want to guarantee. Because small keys they have that effect, you know what I mean? When you can... Because the ways you do the dungeons in the randomizer almost never even close at all to the quote-unquote like vanilla strat.
Yeah.
Also, I remember you getting this trick first try in here.
Yeah,
You had the
I've gotten pretty consistent with this trick. Like just jumping off on the right sector of the circle tends to make it work consistently.
I'm getting
Yeah.
better at it. It's still a little tricky for me. My biggest problem normally is letting go of the leaf too early.
I once tried to do it with storage, and it was not a good idea. I do not recommend it for anyone.
Just grab the ledge.
All you gotta do is grab the ledge.
That is true.
Forehead.
True.
I always like when the big Armos guys fall off of here and die.
Oh yeah. Ooh, F.
Oh man.
Damn.
This is
Video, kill the enemies, please.
Yes.
No.
That's really unfortunate.
So I'm watching on more of a delay than you guys because I'm actually like watching the live stream.
Oh,
So-
gotcha.
I think we're going to be ending the restream here soon, and rating Video Freak so you guys can finish watching him as he finishes up the seed here.
Comedy, the sarcasm is not necessary, my guy. I know it's a joke, I'm kidding. If only. Oh, there you go. So you finally did it.
Unless.
Alright, there we go.
There it is, Pog.
And it looks like he is comfortable with the hardest trick in the game, the second songstone skip.
Indeed.
Oh wow, he's
It's very
actually
risky.
doing Songstone skip? Damn.
Very risky. It's a very
Yeah.
risky trick.
I hope it goes well, man.
Alright, so I think we're ending off here.
Yep, since it seems
Alright,
like
so goodbye to everybody.
after talking to everybody, it seems like Video Freak's probably at least 20, if not more, minutes out. So let's head over there instead. Let me just check the schedule for what's coming up. Yeah, I found the schedule. I don't know if we're gonna have the match tomorrow or not. That's a good question. Or later today, there's a couple matches it looks like, and because if we call it Tuesday still, and a match tomorrow as well on Wednesday. Those may or may not happen on Restream or not. Keep an eye out on the schedule for that. Maybe Trez will even post a nice tweet if he does pick them up. The only other thing I'm seeing is there's currently on schedule two other things today. 1 p.m. Eastern and 9 p.m. Eastern. At 1 p.m. is a multi-world match, Ocarina of Time. And at 9 p.m. is Zelda 2 Randomizer Weekly. Any other final thoughts from anybody here before we actually raid over?
Just storage-less songstone skip is bad.
Just a big thank you to everybody for tuning in and sticking with us, honestly.
Yeah,
it was fun.
and always do vanilla light arrows. Always good. Apparently everyone loved it.
Right. It was a lot of fun again, so
Yeah.
yeah, thanks everyone.
So, thank you guys for watching. We hope to be commenting again in a race soon.
Yeah, definitely.
Good night to everyone. Thank you for singing up, even though it's more past midnight for some of you.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, like me.
Yeah.
5 minutes off.
It's 3 a.m. over here.
Yep.
GG to everyone.
Yeah. It was fun, guys.
For having me on here, even though, you had me on here in multiple different ways. So.